Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week, brought to you by LaValle Building Supply, where it's the home Hartford Hurricanes leading the visiting Mill River Minutemen 24-19 heading into the second half. Mill River has some confidence going into the second half, though, as they did outscore Hartford 13-11 in that second quarter after a very slow first quarter for the Minutemen. So Hartford looking to kind of regain momentum here and again seal that second victory since December 22nd would be very, very big for Coach Landon's team. As Mill River with the turnover, quick pass up the floor to Farnsworth, and an easy layup for Farnsworth. So the first points of the second half go to the home team. Again, that press making things pretty difficult for Mill River getting across midcourt. Trying to settle into a rhythm now. Again, a reminder to stay tuned near the end of our telecast for the HR Clough Kearsarge Heating Oil Turning Up the Heat Player of the Game. As you see a nice spin move there by Dylan Shelby, the senior captain for the Minutemen, making it a 5-point deficit for the visiting team. Perkins with it now, kicks it back out to Potter. Potter finds Farnsworth. Over to Nolte. Nice fake there by Nolte, drives to the hole, can't get that layup to fall, a little too strong. We've seen him hit a couple harder layups than that in the first half. And a wide open three-pointer by Austin McMurray. So what started as a nice, comfortable lead here in the third quarter is now just a 2-point advantage for the home team. Farnsworth kicks it over to Perkins for the three-pointer in the corner. Perkins knocks it down right in front of his own student section, and fans loving that. So a timely three-pointer by Perkins. Perkins now with 7 points, and both Farnsworth and Nolte with 9 points for the home team. So a good, well-rounded scoring effort. Aside from that, we have number 11, Bryce Landon with 2, and number 31, Conler Chandler with 2. So well-balanced scoring effort for Hartford. Strong drive, no foul called, and that's going to be Hartford ball. So good defensive effort there. And Hartford looking to take advantage. Just a reminder to tune in every week for the River Valley and Kearsarge Chronicles for the who, what, and where shows of the region. They premiere at 7:30 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday right here on YCN, your local view. Potter puts up the three-pointer and hits it. His first field goal of the day, and it's a good three-pointer. Increases that lead to 8 for the home team. So nice timely bucket for Potter. And a three-point opportunity for McMurray, a little long. Potter comes down with the rebound, quick up the floor to Nolte. 5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Perkins in the corner. Finds Landon all alone on the other side of the floor. Skips a pass over to Potter. Potter driving, loses control, that's picked off. And a fast break opportunity for Mill River. They're going to call Nolte on the foul. He's acting a little surprised, thinking he got all ball, but that's going to send Mill River to the line for 2. An opportunity here to get some freebies from the charity stripe. It's going to be Michael Morgan. We've seen he's had some success already tonight from the line. Just as I say that, he misses the first. Morgan, a junior captain for the Minutemen. And he does get the second to fall. Cut the deficit to 32-25 as Farnsworth has the ball now for the Hurricanes. Puts up the three-pointer on the dime and hits it. I think he was being challenged by his own student section. And that's going to force a Minutemen timeout. So Farnsworth coming up with a big three-pointer and increases his team's leads at 10 points. So we'll take the timeout too from our YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week, brought to you by La Valley Building Supply, where it's the home Hartford Hurricanes with a 10-point advantage here early in the third quarter. Mill River having a hard time against the Hurricanes' press and just a really relentless defensive effort right now by the home team. Again, we said coming into the matchup that Mill River's only played one game in the past 10 days, so definitely a potential for some rust here in the contest, and we're certainly seeing that as the 7-6 Minutemen are really struggling against the 4-9 Hurricanes. That pass almost picked off by Farnsworth. Again, the defense just really giving Mill River a hard time. Coach Landon has got to be pleased with that. Another sort of wild pass. Ball's knocked away. Farnsworth comes up with it and getting attacked from all sorts of angles. And he's going to be, or excuse me, Mill River's going to be called from the foul. So the Hurricanes really looking like the stronger team for the majority of the contest tonight. Farnsworth set to inbound the ball for the Hurricanes. Farnsworth leads all scorers with 12 points right now, the only scorer in the game in double figures. Showing his range, he's had at least three three-pointers on the night. Potter with it, gives it up to Gaudette. Gaudette finds some room. Can't get the layup to fall, and Mill River's going to come up with a rebound. Just a reminder to local sports fans, 94.5 ESPN Radio's Franklin and House Sports Talk Show is now on YCN. Every weekday evening at 6 p.m. YCN, where we're playing 94.5's noon to 1 p.m. Franklin and House Show. Tune in to hear what's hot in local sports. Farnsworth gives it up to Landon. Over to Potter now. Perkins with it at the top of the key. Nice fake, drives hard to the hole, and he's going to hit the ground hard, helped out by Shelby, captain for Mill River, but that's going to send Perkins to the line for two. So an opportunity here for the Hurricanes to increase the lead back to 10. Perkins with 7 points, make that 8 points for the Hurricanes. This is a Hartford team that isn't used to being below 500. They were knocked off in the quarterfinals of the Division II tournament a year ago. Fell in the play-in round the season before that. So this is a team that is certainly used to being in the postseason. And really, they feel like they're a team that's more than capable of being back in there again this year. They've got the talent, just some, some unfortunate close losses this season, and not the record that they'd like to see themselves with at this point in the season. But again, as we've seen tonight, a lot of talent on this team and a lot of potential going forward. As you see that press continuing to give Mill River a hard time. But Gaudette's going to be called from the foul. And Mill River will now inbound the ball from the sideline. Shelby able to handle that pass. And a nice spin move. Gets that shot off with his back to the basket. Gets it to fall. And now Mill River trying to sport the press here. And they're able to get away, or tip away, but the Hurricanes able to come up with it. Although still a turnover, so the Hurricanes getting a little taste of their own medicine as Mill River breaks out the full court press and forcing a Hurricanes turnover. Have you seen our new and improved website, ycnnow.com? Tune in whenever you want on your smartphone or computer for individual news, stories, shows, segments, and our Game of the Week, all from YCN, your local view. So that's going to be number 21, Austin McMurray, heading to the line for two. And an opportunity to cut into that deficit. By no means is this game out of reach with more than a quarter and 2 minutes to play. And it's now a 6-point ball game. So a few minutes ago, Hartford was feeling pretty comfortable with a 10-point advantage, but Mill River not giving in and showing why they're the 7-6 team so far. McMurray knocks down the first one. And he gets the second one to fall, so a 5-point deficit for Mill River. Hartford really hoping to hang on here in the game's final 10 minutes and 14 seconds. Farnsworth gets it into Nolte. And again, Perkins finds a wide open Smith under the basket. Smith misses the bunny, gets his own rebound, and unable to get the putback to fall. So an unfortunate opportunity there for Hartford. And now Mill River with an opportunity to make it even closer. Inside 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ball's going to skip out of bounds. They're going to say it was tipped by a Hurricane, so it's going to remain Mill River ball. It's going to be number 12, Michael Morgan, inbounding it in front of his own bench. And some patience here by the Minutemen. Shelby with it now, puts up the 18-footer, can't get it to fall, and a rebound for Potter. So a minute and a half to play in the third quarter, a 5-point game, and Hartford desperately trying to extend that lead as Perkins with it in the paint gives it up to Potter. And Perkins is going to now reset at the top of the key. Gives it to Smith. Smith tries to shake a defender, and he's going to draw the foul. That was number 5, Brian Eaton, getting called for the foul. And Farnsworth is going to inbounds the ball under his own basket. 1:12 to play here in the third quarter, nursing a 5-point lead. Farnsworth finds Nolte. Unable, looking for Perkins in the paint, unable to get the ball there. Good effort by Smith to tip away the pass in what would have been an easy point in transition, but the Minutemen are going to retain possession. And again, it just feels like momentum is going the other way, not in favor of the Hurricanes right now. Deep three-pointer. Morgan hits the floor, but no foul called. Smith under the basket. Finds Nolte. Nolte puts up the three. He front rims it, and that's Shelby with the board, and Smith is going to be called for the foul. Not a smart foul, and Coach Langdon not happy. So yet another unfortunate play here for the Hurricanes, and once again, it's going to be the Minutemen with 45 seconds left in the quarter with an opportunity to further cut into its 5-point deficit. Hurricanes with the press. Got an open man in the corner. Again, showing some patience, approaching 30 seconds remaining here in the quarter. That pass is going to be tipped away by Smith, and it's going to remain remain Mill River ball under the basket. So we're going to take a quick break from our YCN Game of the Week. Welcome back to the YCN Game of the Week, brought to you by La Valley Building Supply, where it's Mill River tasting most of the momentum right now. Down by 5 with the ball and 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter. When earlier in the quarter, it was the Hurricanes with a 10-point lead. Not the story anymore. Hartford doing all they can to hold off the Minutemen for 8 more minutes, try to get that big win here. And that's going to be a foul against Perkins, it looks like. And that's going to send, it looks like, Michael Morgan back to the line for 2. So not a popular call in this Hartford gym. Looked like the right call. A lot of contact under the basket. We'll let our viewers decide that. But nonetheless, an opportunity here for the Minutemen to cut into that deficit before the fourth quarter. First shot by Morgan does not fall. Saw just about every little inch of that rim, but did not go through. And he knocks down the second. So a 4-point game, 4.5 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Farnsworth with the ball, dribbles it off his foot, and they're going to say it's going to remain Hartford ball. It looked like he dribbled it off his foot and just kind of kicked it out of bounds, but it's going to remain Hartford ball, 1.3, so enough time to get a shot off. We'll see if they can. Farnsworth inbounding it in front of his own bench. See, it looks like there's going to be a foul away from the ball, and that could be trouble if the Minutemen are still in the bonus. And the officials are going to talk this over. Well, they are now in the bonus. The B just went up on the scoreboard. So I believe that foul put them over the top. So any more fouls by the Hurricanes would send Mill River to the line for a 1-and-1, but that is after now. So luckily for Hartford, they're not going to give up a pair of free throws right now, although still some indecisiveness from the officials. They've put 1.3 seconds back up on the clock now. So here we go, the final 1.3 seconds of the quarter. Lengthy shot, hits the backboard, but that's not going to go. So we're going to head into the final quarter with the home Hartford Hurricanes leading the Mill River Minutemen 36-32. So stay tuned after the break for the final 8 minutes of today's YCN Game of the Week.